Dear friends, how are you? We are very happy to be here. One more of our Sunday gospel in English. So we thank everybody that is here, the incarnated, the disincarnated, the spiritual friends that prepare everything since very early this morning.
Roman Empire, this is what it would be a little bit like halfpenny. So you're going to be paying for everything, even the little thing that you believe worthless, because you have to repair it. You have to cleanse it. And if we don't cleanse it, you are still imprisoned. And it's going to be, even though if the ministry of justice concedes liberty, your conscience is keeping you in jail. We're going to be living out of jail, but with the jail inside us. Because we know that's why I may use a very good lawyer and I pay and then I'm set free in 3 months. But inside me, I will feel turmoil, vicissitude, anguishness. I will feel this darkness, this intranquility, this impossibility of sleeping. This all of a sudden I have my heart bumping because inside I know that I'm already imprisoned. Okay? Now, that's in the gospel. It's a very beautiful proverb. Because there is a proverb that says, the beast dead, the venom is dead. The serpent is dead. So the poison is dead. This does not apply to human being. Because when we pass away, when we discarnate, the venom, the poison goes with us. And that is the process of obsession. The process of revenge. The process of trying to make odds and say that, you know what, you have to pay me off, goes beyond the grave. So our greatest illusion is, oh, thanks God, he's dead. God's going to be saying, you are deaf. Listen, it is still there talking to you and looking for you. Right? So this is an illusion. Okay? And we have this very clear in Spiritism, because when we have one part of this triangle, philosophy, science, and religion, we have all the mediumistic manifestations. Right? Because to us, we know that the spirit world talks to us on a daily basis. And not only once in a while, like apparition of a virgin. Right? Or a miracle happened. So for the Spiritist one, this is daily communication. It's not only the one that we depict in Hollywood in a film, because it's so extraordinary that we make a film of it. But obsession, it is not only at the domain of exorcism, the film. Obsession is a daily basis. Okay? And then it says, obsessed and possessed persons are therefore almost always victims of a prior revenge, which they probably caused by their conduct. It's just a return, a recurrent return. The conscious is so much aware that it attracts the obsessor. Because the conscious is telling, you did something wrong. Do not lie to yourself. It is something wrong. This voice is heard by the obsessor because he was the victim. Okay? So, number 7. We're going to go there. If, therefore, so if is the condition, therefore is the conclusion. When you do this, what's going to happen? When you present your offerings on the altar, you remember that your brother has something against you. Leave your gift at the foot of the altar and go first to reconcile. So do not come to my home, to my house, temple, synagogue, church, spirit center, if you are still with a pending issue. Because what you're going to be offering is not coming from a pure heart. It's coming from a dirty heart. And that's not a good thing to offer to God on an altar. A dirty heart. Right? So he's saying the sacrifice most pleasing to God is sacrificing one's resentment, is the cleansing of this rancor, this grudge. That's a good offer, right? And he says, entering the temple of the Lord. So by temple, maybe synagogue, church, any cult house, right? One must leave behind any sentiment of hatred and animosity, even every evil thought against your brother. So whenever we come here and the venom, the poison is still in us, that's not a good offer, right? So it is come here and says, I'm not able to offer yet. I need your helping hand to cleanse it with my brothers. And you may go through several processes, group studies, lecture, passes, any kind of a healing thing, because I'd like to offer to you my purified heart. Okay? So only then one may say that his, her offering to God is coming from a purified heart. Is that okay so far? Okay? So, this is Mandela. After being imprisoned for many, many years, he said, upon going out through this jail door towards freedom, I knew that if I did not leave behind all anger, hatred, and resentment, I would remain being a prisoner forever. So he was there. It was not his guilt. He suffered. He recognized that he had resentment, rancor, hatred, but this revelation is, he was not a priest, he was not a rabbi, he was not the director of Spirit Center, right? It is a revelation to advance the soul. It says, it is wise from my side when I leave the jail, I have to leave everything behind, because if I bring with me, I will continue in prison. Right? So for people that they say, you know what, I'm not religious. Okay, pay attention to this man here and learn it. Because you have prejudice against religion. So forget religion, you're an atheist, whatever. Look at him. And do it. Okay? I'm going to be linking this to law number 10 of the Spirit book, third part, Moral Laws, which is the law of justice, love, and charity. Because mercifulness is part of this combination. We cannot be merciful if we are not charitable. Okay? And that's the eyes of Jesus. It was on the very beginning. It is the picture of charity. Right? So, what we have here is, this is going to be sound like a crazy mathematics. When you have two people, I against I, right? There will be a problem. There will be rancor, resentment. There will be damage, right? If in this game of I against I, if I continue to be saying I, the result is I plus I, and the result is going to be negative. It's not going to be 2. Let's say I plus I, not 2. It's going to be 1.5, 1 or 0, depend on the damage of this clash. Right? If we eliminate one, the other is going to be 0. Right? So this is a mathematics that's not going to be a wise one. Now, if you remember the Johari window that I showed, if we go to the unknown part number 4, that through this clash, through this conflict, I'm discovering myself, you are discovering yourself. Let's renew our commitment in this new known part. We're going to become we. Because we are working together. And whenever we become we, the equation is different. It is we are sharing, we are dividing. And mathematically, paradoxically, whenever we divide, we multiply. You cannot divide and the result is not being multiplication, because if you divide it, it is more than 1. It is true. So for me to multiply, I have to share and divide. Do not go into the illusion that we're going to multiply by adding 1 plus 1, and each one remain in its own spot. It is not. We need synthesis, and not thesis and antithesis. Thesis and antithesis. Okay? Now, I'm coming back to the Spirit book, right? And what is the true meaning of the word charity as used by Jesus? So we were in the gospel. I cited one thing of the Spirit book, placing merciful in the equation of charity. Now I'm going to go again to Spirit book, which is charity. Charity is benevolence, indulgence, and forgiveness. These three things, right? And when I say that I'm going to be treating the other one who offended me generously, nicely, it is benevolence. When I'm saying that I'm trying to erase, forget, or forgive, or understanding the reason why you did it, which is the part that you know and I don't know, the Johari window, I am coming to this merciful thought, right? And if we pay attention here, the whole thing is to turn this clashing situation into this situation that's with us, our, we. If we don't pass through this stage, we will never go to this, which is dividing, giving, multiplying. And we'll never feel this, the beat of the heart in a very lovely way. This bip, 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 right? So that we can come to this, okay? Now, let's come here with the law. In charity, we have benevolence. What is benevolence in a daily basis? Is be genuinely interested in him or her. If I have an interest in you and it's genuine, truthful, this is benevolence. I'm not have the interest to get something back. It's interest in you because of you. It is wish you success and victory. This is being benevolent. If we are not able to wish somebody victory, we are not at that point. Right? This is not in the gospel. It is in our daily life for us to understand where we are. Provide people with well-being. Accommodating people and giving the best for the person to feel well. If I'm still indifferent to others, I'm not there yet. I'm half benevolent. Okay? And when I say people, even the one that has hurt us. If the one that has hurt us is still cause a repulsion, or if I'm still avoiding, not grabbing the phone, crossing the street, not inviting for my birthday, I'm not there. I'm lying to me that I'm benevolent. I'm not there yet. Right? Offer him help, support, and shelter. Despite what you did to me, I don't have to say that, but I provide with shelter, help, and thank. If I'm not able yet because it does not come naturally, it is an indication that I have to work on my spirit. Right? I'm putting this because sometimes people say, I'm benevolent, but okay, but let's go through this questionnaire here. Right? Share with him or her your time, your energy, knowledge, and resources. If I'm not at the point of sharing my blankets because it's cold, because this person has done something to me, and I still think, why should I give him a blanket? It's going to be dirt in my thing. I'm not there yet. Right? Respect his idea or opinion. If you still say, for sure it's like this, coming from this person, you cannot expect that. Oh, if I say this, coming from this person, I couldn't expect that, I'm still not benevolent. I'm on the way to. What is indulgence? On a daily life. Right? If I say, that's a mistake, she made a mistake, I say in public, I'm not there yet. If I criticize the person, how come that he or she did that? If I'm doing this naturally, I'm not indulgent. If I humiliate or ridicularized a person. Enter a room, there is a person that has done something to me, and I pretend, this is gesture, that the person does not exist. There is not even good evening, good morning. I address the other people. I even say you are all invited, but I didn't address the person. I'm not indulgent. Okay? I want to be, and I'm lying to myself that I'm already there. Okay? Accept her wrongdoing without condemning. But not saying you did it wrong because you're still underdeveloped spirit. You're still in the cradle of evolution. Because if I judge and condemn, I'm not there yet. Right? And honest, assertively, not rudely. Right? For example, I'm not able yet to invite you to my birthday because I don't feel comfortable due to our past history. But we are going to get there. I hope the next year I'm going to be processing and I'm going to be happy to count you there. I'm not ignoring you. I'm addressing the issue. I'm being honest in a very assertive way. But I'm not saying you do not deserve to be among my family members. Boom. Right? Right? Forgiveness. Forget a fact. Is it possible? Only in highly advanced spirits we may remember neutrally without bad feelings, like I said before, as a scar in my body without feeling the pain of the operation or the disease that led me to the operation. Right? Remember it without anger, grudge, and resentment, but remember, right? Without revenge or wish for the evil. How do I know that I still wish for the evil? Really, he lost his position in the company. Oh, finally, eventually he was caught and he was brought to the floor. I'm not yet at the forgiven state. This is ulterior motives. This is what the iceberg that I put on the screen and is behind hidden. Is that okay? Now, when we start getting closer, living with an invite, we have got there. Okay? There is an invitation to come back to my path, even though you blocked it one day in my life. So, if I've been married 3 times, and I do not talk to the people that I was married, and I had the most intimate relationship with this person, it is because I'm not there yet. Is that okay? It is accepting where we are. If we do not accept where we are, there is no starting point for the evolution. Right? So acceptance may be difficult and painful, but it's already one step forward. Self-denial, it is not one step forward. Okay? Now, this is what charity is. It is service, right? This may seem a little bit rare, but I will try to show you because I'd like to change our wrong perception of one phenomenon, which is the mercifulness. So we have the other person in misery, penury, calamity, tragedy, and tribulation. What is our attitude towards this person, right? So if I see the person as my brother at the very same level that I am, that makes mistake as I make, that has shortage, that has limitation, that needs to be forgiven as I need to be forgiven, because I pray the Lord's Prayer, right? Forgive our trespasses as I forgiven. So I'm confessing that I need to be forgiven, right? So if I see this person on the very same level, I may have all these feelings here. I'm not going to go one by one. They are different feelings, but it is equality. Mercifulness, commiseration, compassion, sorry, piety, and clemency. This is, we are looking at each other as brothers in the very same boat. Completely different is this. With the very same feelings, but my relationship is not at the same level. I see the other as inferior. And how I see the other as inferior, because in my mind I say, I'm glad it did not touch me. It didn't happen to me. Thank God. So I'm the protected one. You deserve to be hurt. You deserve to be touched. So if this passes in our mind, it's because we don't see the other as really, really a brother. We see that as a poor brother. And the feeling is not compassion. It's not mercifulness. The feeling is pity. When you pity somebody, it's because somebody is below you. Because poor you, happy me. So pity is a step of evolution, but it's not mercifulness. Mercifulness is going beyond. That's why Jesus says mercifulness is forgive, is repair, is forget. So it's far more than pitying, because pitying somebody doesn't mean that you're going to be doing other stuff, right? So sometimes we confuse, right? We feel special, protected, we feel pity, and we see this as an opportunity. Opportunity of what? Get rid of something. Oh, poor guy, he doesn't have clothes. I open my wardrobe and I get rid of the things that I don't want. I'm trying to help my life at first. I have this piece of furniture here that is disturbing me. I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to be giving you this table. So this is pity. This is not mercifulness. Because the center of the decision is myself. Right? I've changed apartment. I have so many books. I'm going to get rid of some books. I'm very generous. I'm going to go to a library and give it to the library. And I'd like the library to write a letter to say how honorable you are. You contribute to the culture of my city. Okay. Did it. What my intention? My intention was just to, because I have a small space, I had to get, and I got the worst books that I had, or the one that I am not going to be using anymore. So whenever we are sharing useless, we are not at the merciful mode. We are at the pity mode. One step, but not there. Okay? Give the clothes that you like. Or I'm going to be giving this because I belong to the high jet society. I cannot repeat this dress because all the paparazzi is going to be photographing me. So I'm going to be giving to you. And then people are going to be saying that you are using something that you copied to me. This is the ulterior motives. Iceberg. Okay? So just going there. Whenever I do occasional charity, you say, you know what? It doesn't hurt to be good once in a while. If it doesn't hurt to be good once in a while, it's because we are not there. Right? It's nice to do it. Or let me get rid of some guilty. I did something wrong. Let's compensate, make up for, not only for the person, but also for my mind and my conscience. And I'm doing it to release weight. It's still me. It's not mercifulness. It's ulterior motives. Right? I'm trying to convince myself that I'm good. I'm struggling with this concept that I still make mistakes. So let's do it to convince myself, and consequently, I'm going to be convincing others. Right? Or this one. This is really worse. The last one here. What about this is Jesus disguised? Let me give you a coin. Let me give you this. Perhaps it is Jesus in you. And I have to cover all bases. I'd like to guarantee my space in heaven. It is me in first place. It's not the other comes first. We are far from that point, people. How many people are driving a car, get the money because perhaps this poor guy claiming money, the beggar, is Jesus. So I'm doing it just to protect myself. You, okay, chanceably you got it. Okay? Is that okay? So are we moving forward or just going backward? This is my part of bring it to life, this merciful chapter here, right? So basically what we are saying is this. Benevolence, indulgence, forgiveness. That's the answer of the Spirit. But this is, according to Jesus and according to Kardec, mercifulness. Is that okay? So That's why that beautiful eyes looking at us and saying, okay, there is another error. I'm sad again, but come to me. Right? This is our model of mercifulness that you have seen in the eyes of Jesus in the very beginning. And I invite you to a prayer. Okay? So may the Lord, may Jesus, may all the good spirits keep the content of this talk resonating in our minds so that whenever we get off the, the rail, we remember it and say, I have to come back and reconsider it. And we hope to count on your protection, Jesus, good spirits, and the Lord as my traffic light for the next week. Tell us when we are in red, yellow, and in green to go, using this as a parameter. So we eat, and I don't know if you're going to do the handing passes at this time. We are ready to, or collective one. Okay. So may everybody feel blessed to have separate one time on a Sunday, beautiful weather, fall, 73 Fahrenheit, breeze, and at the same time to get all this message from the gospel that is no better breeze and wind than the gospel. Okay, thank you so much for everybody for being with me today.